Hey guys, Tamika Custom Wood Burning here with some live sales chews. Been on this Q4 prep topic for the last two episodes, and then this one here, 123. So we talked about inventory for Q4. We talked about scheduling, and now we are on to holiday flair. Trying to offer free ways to participate and kind of like get in, like when in Rome type of, get in the seasonal bandwagon, I suppose, of sorts. So anyway, this one for holiday flair, just kind of a list to just offer some ways to sprinkle it in where we can get it in. So the first is thumbnails, to just dive right in. The first is thumbnails. This is probably the most popular place to add holiday flair, and I do think it's important, especially with the more sellers that come on the app, because when folks are out there shopping in the holidays, we're very visual creatures, and the thumbnails are the main visual thing that gets us to like, it's our main kind of our superpower, our clickbait to get folks into our shows. And so if people are in the holiday spirit, they're out doing holiday shopping, they're probably going to be biased to those thumbnails that have some kind of Christmas holiday flair in them. And so the offer with this one is two-part, I suppose. One is to use our existing, ideally, hopefully branded or recognizable thumbnail to whatever degree. Use that to not reinvent. Our viewers are accustomed to finding us with our thumbnail, recognizing our thumbnail. So we don't want to 180 it, because then people who are looking for us may have a harder time finding us. But if we can use the existing thumbnails that we have and just add on to them, I think that's for the win. So that's the first thing, is use the recognizable ones that we already use, but just adding a little something to them. We can just hop in Canva, we can use ChatGPT, we can use the various editing platforms to just, in its simplest form, put like a border around them, maybe an overlay of like Christmas lights, maybe just something in the background, Christmas tree, some stars, a Santa hat, something, Santa on a sleigh, just like a little elf hidden somewhere, just throwing out ideas. But mistletoe in the top, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a little, think of it like adding a sticker to our existing thumbnails, just to give it a little flair, like a little pin, just a little something, not reinvention, but just a little something that says we celebrate holidays over here. Just a little stamp kind of a thing. For the thumbnails, it could be like kind of changing the color palette, but keeping it the same otherwise. Just some ideas, but looking through our existing thumbnails, our go-to thumbnails, and just like tweaking them a little bit. That's the first thing, and probably the biggest one. Next is show titles. I typically recommend having some kind of incentive in the show title. In other words, using the show title to offer additional information to the thumbnail to explain to onlookers what to expect from that show. So they know, is this a chat show? Is this a sales show? Is this a demo? Is this $1 starts? Is this certain brands? Like, is this a 10K celebration? Like, what are we doing here? Is there anything special that if the viewer knew about, it may get them to just be that like last straw to kind of get them to click into our show. So if it's Q4 and it's holiday season, this might be noting whatever we have themed in that show or curated for that show, or whatever kind of giftables we may be offering. So when we look at our shop, if there's like a price incentive, for sure, have that in there. But otherwise, looking at the inventory we have curated or themed for that show, and then making sure our title communicates that, right? So we're doing gifts for spouses for this show. We're doing white elephant gift. We're doing gag gifts. We're doing stocking stuffers. We're doing gift cards. I haven't seen anybody do that, but is that a thing? We're doing, if there's giveaways, if there's gift card giveaways, or if there is gift wrap happening, anything that may communicate, hey, there's a little bonus something happening over here that you should know about, do utilize the show title to put that. Something that has to do with holidays in the show title. Music is the next thing. This is probably the easiest thing to add to our shows, to just give it that little like vibe, that little Q4 vibe. Depending on what music platform we use, SoundCloud, the Apple, Apple Music Store, whatever we have, we can probably royalty free. That's a thing. Whatnot specifically, but we can just use whatever platform, do a search and say, holiday, royalty free holiday playlist, 90s rock genre, country, genre, blues, jazz, whatever it is. But we can find a free playlist for any holiday vibe, like in any genre. We can say lyric free if we want that, but it just is a really nice, like, even if people don't notice it subconsciously, they're like, something about this makes me feel like shopping. Music is like that. And so that's probably the easiest thing, is just switching our playlist. Another thing we can do for holiday flair is dress up. We do see this. It's super fun. It's super random, super whimsical. When in Rome, again, so we're definitely over these next couple months going to see like Santa hats, elf costumes. There's going to be somebody dressed up like Grinch. There's going to be Halloween is probably the kickoff for dressing up, where you're going to see like every different style of something, but just people being goofy. It's holiday season is stressful, and people like to just have that pause to just have fun, because it kind of takes you away from that stress and stuff. So if we're the type to dress up, good time to plan our outfit, plan the occasion, find a raid train that people are doing X, Y, or Z, so that you have like an excuse to dress up or whatever like that. That's nothing more holiday spirit than like dressing the part. Okay, so there's outfits. And then packaging is the next one. This one could make its whole own episode, but I'll just offer... we talked about this in Tuesday chat too. I'll just offer that one, gift wrapping can be a thing for packaging. Two, adding, I do recommend, if possible, adding something to our packaging that is Q4-esque. It could be something as simple as a sticker that is like a Christmas tree or a mistletoe or a holly berry or a gnome or something, just a cute little to from. It could be as simple as a single sticker either on the outside of the packaging or on the packing slip, or something like that. It says happy holidays, whatever. One single sticker, so you can get like rolls of them in bulk, and they can be like 1 or 2 pennies a piece, and you can just pop them on everything that you ship out. That's probably the easiest way and the cheapest way. But it can go from there to, you know, swapping the packing paper for something that is like red or green, or like the tissue paper type of stuff, kind of used as filler. Different washi tapes can be, you know, decorative for the different things. There's most definitely, depending on how we brand our packaging, there's most definitely Christmas and holiday, fall, winter in general type of like color palettes and things like that for Q4. So something like that potentially, but just a little something with our packaging, so it just is like that extra little like, hey, we're this is gifting season kind of a vibe. Some buyers really do appreciate that, especially if they're buying gifts for folks, if it has like a card with it, or you know, they have like those for gifts, the little tags that you tie on or stick on that say to from. Just adding something like that so that when they get it, it's real easy to just like wrap it up, slap a sticker on it, or put the tag on there and then gift it, right? So little things like that are pretty thoughtful and can make big impressions for just being like little bitty things. So packaging is an area to add flair, and then content creation is the last one. And content creation could be its whole other video too, but the offer here is to just, you know, if we have social medias under for our business, like under our business names, they are tied to our sales, right? Those are like our marketing towards our sales. And so if we have content creation, if we have these sales shows set up to where they're like super holiday vibe, and then the content creation is still like summertime basic stuff, there's kind of a misalignment there. And so if we do content creation, again, like having holiday music chosen makes a difference, I think. Having, you know, frames and backgrounds and, you know, just some kind of little flair in them that says like, hey, we're doing the things over here. We got the gifts, we got the vibe, that kind of stuff. I think wherever we can find, it totally depends on what kind of content we create. Even if it's just like product photos, swapping out the backdrop for something a little more, you know, have it look like it's under a tree or coming out of a stocking or something like that. Just getting creative with how we present the content so that it's just got something. You know, all these things are free, by the way, for the most part, unless we add stuff to packaging, but like literally we can find stickers for 1 or 2 pennies. But otherwise everything's free. Thumbnails, just add a little something, show titles, music, outfits. Maybe we got to buy an outfit if we're even doing that. Not mandatory, for the record. Packaging and content creation. These are all areas that we can just, when we're going to do them anyway, we can just pause and, you know, put our Q4 lens on and look at it and say, what can I do here to just make it a little more festive? That's pretty much it. Because again, when in Rome, you do as the Romans do, and that's all it is. And so, because I think during Q4 in the live sales space, the shows that are not really participating as much, I don't have stats to back this, is just anecdotal belief, I suppose, is that they just aren't as attractive to everybody, because people are looking for those things that connect with their shopping behavior, which is gifting, right? People are out looking for gifts, and so they're not just looking for all year round stuff, they're looking for the Christmas stuff. And so these holiday flair things can communicate at every opportunity, hey, all the buyers looking for that. Let me reassure you that we have those things here, so we don't miss those opportunities. And so holiday flair, incorporate it where we can. That is the chew for this one, and almost 15 minutes. We will cap it here. I would like to thank you for watching. and ask you to please hit the thumbs up if you found value in this video. And I hope to see you tomorrow. We're going to do a couple like frequently asked questions for these next couple. And otherwise, happy lifestyle. And in the meantime, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.